right, here we go, guys. Hey, I want to start today by saying thank you for being on here. It is officially President's Day. And so I respect and honor you guys for working on your holiday, and we enjoy having you guys with us. I want to see if I can get this done in about 7 minutes, telling you guys really quickly about 3 key things on how for you to love your life. And then while I'm talking, if you have any wins you want to share, please have those available, and so that we can share that. And I'll show a little video at the end, and then we're out. So here we go. So how to love your life. Guys, you get one life, and I'm going to challenge you and encourage you here today to love that life that you have. I have 3 ways to love your life more. The first one that I want to go over is getting perspective. Wayne Dwyer said, if you change the way that you look at things, the things you look at change. I want to say that again. Ready? If you change the way that you look at things, the things you look at change. I fly to California a couple times each year for live events, and there's this point in the middle of the flight every single time where it's like 2.5 hours in, where I'm over like Oklahoma and Missouri or Kansas or something, and it literally looks like this is going to be a never-ending flight for me. The topography on the ground looks exactly the same. I've been on for a long time, and I've got a long way to go, and I almost lose perspective on that I'm moving very quickly towards something. And what always happens to me is I get into California, and then I become absolutely amazed at, like, I get all involved. Like, God, technology these days is amazing. You know, I can get on in the East Coast and be on the West Coast in 5 hours, 3 time zone changes. And guys, that's what happens in our life a lot too, where I say it like this: the days are long. Each individual day seems long, but the years are totally short. So what I want you to do is take a moment right now, here in this moment, and reflect back to where you were at this time last year. February, I believe today is the 20th, February 20th, 2017. Where were you in 2016? February 20th, 2016. Think for a second. Where were you? Where were you in your life? Where were you in your business? What were you feeling? Where were you just one short year ago? The second thing that you can do to make you love your life even more is to step out of your own ego and serve. I was talking with Dan Ellis last week, and we were going over some past clients. Some of our clients were always talking internally, like, how can we do better? How can we serve that person better? What can we do to help that person? And he made this observation about one client. He said it like this. He said, it's so impressive to me. She is so good because she has no ego. She doesn't care what other people think of her because she is only looking to serve others. And if someone doesn't do business with her, then she doesn't take it personally. I thought that was really astute, and it stopped me. And he was talking, I was like, hold on, I got to write this down, dude. This might be one of the key elements that I see that almost all loan officers do, is they have this running dialogue that's going on in their head. Things like, I cannot believe that prima donna realtor doesn't use me, that they use that in-house lender, or why did my past client, don't they know that we're friends? Why did they go with Quicken? Maybe something like, they just posted the scorecard and freaking Sally Mitchell's #1 again. Nobody likes Sally Mitchell. Right? Like, there's all this stuff that's going on, and it's really just our own ego. But here's the truth. If we live in our ego, our days will be a constant state of emotionally reacting to whatever's threatening our status, our view of who we are. And there's no way to win that game. You guys know this intuitively. We have a lot of very successful people in this program. But if it was just correlative with how much money you make, everybody would be happy. But I know some people that make over $1 million that are not happy people. So it's something bigger than just money or being success. And when you let go of your ego and focusing on serving, the game completely changes. People can pick up what your motives are. And when people know that you want to serve them, they start seeking you out and you start having joy in your days. It's really one of the secrets of our program. The third thing to do to make you absolutely love your life is to jump right into this present moment. Letting go of both the past and the future is the path to being present in this moment. I believe, this is my own personal belief, but I believe that the reason that somebody way back whenever they were doing language, the English language, they decided to name the here and now the present, because it is a present. It's a gift. Being present in this moment is a gift to both you and the people that you are with. This is something that I've had to work on daily. This is not something that came easy to me. I used to fluctuate between the past and the future, and it's probably how most people do this. When I started becoming aware of the way that I felt, though, what I realized is that when I felt depressed, guilty, shameful, anything like that, I was thinking about the past. And when I felt scared, fearful, anxiety, I was thinking about the future. So I made a commitment in my own life that I wanted to feel good all the time. And the path to that for me, and that I want you guys to consider as well, is living in the present, because that's where all those low-level vibrations that we talk about go away. If you can come right now into this moment. So I'm going to take a moment of silence right now. And if you guys can just focus on your breathing to come right into this moment and feel how it feels to be present. That feeling right there, if you can take out into this day right now, and no matter what you're doing, be there doing what you are doing, you will see that your life will start having immeasurable joy into your life. So let's take a second right now, just focusing on your breathing. Okay, guys, let's open this up right now for wins. Who can you go in the chat box and tell me a win? A win to share in our context, guys, is not pride. It is not ego. This is about inspiring others and sharing some of the things that you've seen successful in your own life, in your business, anything in our systems that you can say, hey, you know what? I want to share this for others because I remember when I first started and I wasn't having success, or I remember this, or I remember being new in this program too. And I remember feeling that anxiety and this new and, what's all this weird social media stuff and who's this whack job Derek and all the, who are these people? Shira seems nice. I'm not too sure about Derek though. It's a little weirdo. So, anything you can do to help others right now, that's the context of sharing your wins. And that's where it's not going to come into that. So I've got Jonathan Wilson. You're on, big dog. Unmute yourself.
How's it going?
Hey, man.
So I think I posted about this in the group a little while back, but a friend of mine who is a realtor, he's been in business for, 5 or 6 years. He's doing pretty well these days. And before I got back into the business as an originator a year ago, I took him out to lunch, just kind of picking his brain. I kind of thought I would get some deals from him when I jumped back in, but I never did. And he's been seeing what I've been doing on Facebook, and he's kind of excited about it. I went to lunch with him last week though, and he's definitely going to start using me now. He's got several listings with some with some developers, or a developer here on homes like $400,000 or $500,000. Wants me to come in and do some videos with them and talk about payment options and that sort of thing. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Dude, congratulations, man. Jonathan's somebody that we always talk about because he started in the business in last May, and he didn't have another way to do the business. So, he's basically been doing our system, and he does it so well. So, Jonathan, I always appreciate you sharing as much as you do. That means a lot to me and to others. So thank you.
Thank you.
Scott Pendleton.
Hello there.
Hey.
So I've had actually a couple of good wins, and I told you I'm starting to journal, and I'm writing my wins down, which kind of keeps the moment a little bit as well. So in my daily journal. So I got a referral for a refinance from one of the listing agents on one of my deals last week, because she likes the video follow-up that I'm doing. So
nice.
That's a direct correlation to what we're doing here.
Yep.
3 weeks, 4 weeks in doing the videos, doing the follow-ups, the response is phenomenal. The agents love it. And, for an agent that's never met me before, never seen me before, to refer a client for a refinance, I thought that was pretty special. I got a message on Facebook, so the videos are starting to work. I had a guy instant message me through Facebook that, to be honest with you, I had apparently spoken to several months ago. I don't really remember the conversation with the guy.
That happens to us.
Yeah.
That happens to us.
He's a potential VA buyer. I'm a veteran. I post out there, I talk about my experiences in the military and try to relate it to what I do today. So he loved the message I was sending out. Had another good conversation with the guy who reminded me of some of the things we discussed. He said he's definitely going to use me. They're not quite ready, but he and his wife are working on a couple little things, paying off some debt and saving some money, but he says he's definitely going to use me in the future. So once again, that's a direct correlation to, the videos and what we're doing there. And then I commented, and I put this in the group. I commented on one of the realtors that I've known for quite a while here in the market. She's very, very involved with our local Tampa realtor organization. I see her at a lot of events. I like to get face-to-face with agents, and a great way to do that is by being involved with the realtor associations. So see her all the time. Don't really get any business from her, but commented on one of her video posts that she did. Said I'd like to share some ideas with you, learn about what you're doing, and I'm having lunch with her. Actually, I'm going to her office because she's the broker. She wants to introduce me to all her other agents. This week I'm meeting with her at her office. So
cool, man. Congratulations.
Good wins. That was a good week.
That's an unbelievable week. Thank you so much, Scott, for sharing right there. Josh Velasquez.
All right, I'm unmuted. So this program's doing great for me to kind of refocus my business in a much more healthy way. But lately I've felt like a second wave of benefits, which has been on the personal side, just because I have so much less bad energy and energy sapping things going on in my work life. I'm able to have a lot more focus with my wife and with my kids, and just be a better person for them, and be more, like Derek, what you were saying, present for them. So that's been just a lot of fun lately to kind of see that next progression unfolding as I've kind of gotten myself a little more under control on the business side. So that's been a lot of fun.
You've got yourself under the control on the business side and on the mental side. So you've been with us a year, and to see your transformation has been just nothing short of astonishing. So you used to get exactly, I don't know if that resonated when I was talking about, not to say that you were using ego, but did you see the mindset,
Yeah.
Did you hear all that stuff that I was saying?
100%. What I wrote down when you said, think about where you were a year ago, I wrote down hot mess. I was like, on the personal side, it was just, they play off each other, Yeah. And that mental game, and I've told this to so many people when I first started, I'm like, man, what's the secret sauce? We keep talking about all this mindset stuff, what's the deal? And, now over a year into it, I can see that that's without that. I mean, none of the other stuff, none of the videos, none of the marketing is going to make a big impact if you don't have the ability to have that mindset. The unfollow thing was awesome. Like the Facebook.
I was telling somebody that this morning right now too. If anybody is experiencing any angst about politics, guys, I cannot recommend enough to unfollow the people that continue to talk about politics. If you are feeling very prideful because your candidate won, that's ego. If you're feeling very down and out and like you want to go jump off a bridge, that's also ego. If your candidate lost, it plays on both sides. This is one of those things where you can see that play out in the context of social media right now. And you're just seeing an ego battle, people's ego battles in their minds right now too. And as I say, it's not that they're bad. People do this all the time. In fact, like 99.9% of people do this. I'm not making any judgment on them. All I'm saying is they're not happy. That's what I'm saying. So remember what I started this with how to love your life. If you stay in that ego battle, there's no way for you to be happy, joyful, and to love your life. There's no way. The ego will always keep you in a place of angst. And so thanks for sharing that, Josh, because you were open to that feedback really early on, and there's not a lot of people that are coachable like that. And so I've always honored you being like, when I said that early on, you were like, huh, remember that?
Yeah, I was like, why would people sign up for this and pay for it if they weren't? It just, it kind of blew my mind. But I see that a little bit because I started doing what Mark's doing with the realtor group, and I could see what you were talking about. A lot of people aren't open; they aren't there, and those are the ones that continue.
It's the hardest. We talk about this internally all the time, guys. The coaches is everybody really needs the mindset stuff, but you can't sell that to people because unless people have awareness about it, they're not open to it, and they think that you're trying to mind control them. So, even Josh, as you're starting to become more of a leader in there, you have to really. You can only help somebody to the extent that they want to be helped, and unless they have an awareness with how their ego is playing into that, then you can't help. You can't help them, but you don't have to play into that, and you don't have to feel bad because somebody else is feeling bad. That's the key.
Right.
And so really it starts always from the context of, I want to feel good. And when I feel good, my life's better, my business is better, everything is better. And so that's really, really cool, man. Eric Zanatelli.
Hey, how's everybody?
Good,
hey,
man.
I had a closing on Friday, and this comes back to the system. And I do my updates on Tuesday instead of Monday. But the Monday, the weekly update, the particular borrower I did the weekly updates to shared with me at the closing that they shared, and it was a husband and wife who work in different parts of the same company, and they both said they showed everybody who worked around in my videos, and they came to closing with 2 people to refer to me. Then the listing agent on the deal said in 31 years he's never been updated, period, by the mortgage person as a listing agent, and he loved the videos. And I heard from another realtor I know in his office, he was showing everybody who would stop and watch the update videos because it was just blowing his mind. He was an older guy, and so the weekly updates, to me, the weekly updates after me finally getting through my mindset problems, the weekly updates are the one thing that has actually created more business for me than anything else we do.
So interesting, man, because I hear that all the time. It's not just you. It's so guys, right? Like everybody comes in this program, or the national obsession for loan officers. How do I get more realtors, right? Like that's it. That's the core issue and the core problem. And then, when we peel that back, that's why I say do it Mondays. That's why, because it's the number one thing. By highlighting the way that you serve people is the way to get them. Everything else is awesome, and it all works together. That's why it's a Monday through Thursday system. There's a compounding effect to it. But as much as I'd love to tell you that like those magic posts that Derek writes are the key to your success, it's actually the feedback that I got is what Eric said. It's actually number one is the Monday part right there. So thanks for sharing that, Eric. Jeff Lang.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, buddy.
It's interesting. This is a timely topic this morning. I got a call from a realtor last week who I've been on regular communication with through Facebook, exactly what you teach, comments, likes. Mm-hmm. We closed a $70,000 condo listing of hers last year that nobody else in town could get done. We got it done. And, we talk about checking your ego at the door. I could have blown off the $70,000 condo, but I took it on and gave them the same level of service I give someone on a $700,000 loan. And I met with her about 8 months ago, and she said, look, I've got my favorite lender. He gives me referrals. We do a lot of joint marketing together. Well, last week I get the phone call. he's dropped the ball. He's working with other realtors because he's tied into bigger producers, and I feel like I'm not being loved anymore. I want to sit down and talk to you because you've stayed in touch. You've closed a couple of things my husband has referred to on time, and it's taken about a year, but exactly what you're talking about today has played out with this foreman over the last 12 months.
Yep. And it'll keep. Yeah, and you haven't been in that long, really. Like maybe since October potentially, right? 4 months. So yeah, there's a true compounding effect to it, guys. Right. So there's all these demarcations. There's a 4 months where Jeff's at, where you start to see benefits, and then you see where Jonathan's at like 8 months, and then you see where Eric's at like 14 months, and it's really fun to see. So let me just leave you guys with this. I see a couple other people went on, but I just want to keep this timely. Consistency with all aspects of this program is what will give you the happiness and the joy in your life that you guys all deserve. So today, I want you to just focus in on being present with every single person that you are with. Be fully present and just focus on that one thing. Just be very present with that one person. And you will see that they will get a different vibe from you. And it's really, really amazing. So you guys have a fantastic President's Day. Thank you for being on your holiday. And we will talk to each and every one of you soon. Have a fantastic day. Later, guys.